Hi everybody, welcome back to Craft Creations. This is Jenny. Okay, so it's been a little while since I've been back on with the products I'm about to show you. And there's a few reasons for that. I've really been trying to use them to the best of my ability. Now, for most of you, you all know that I am not a colorist. I do not color well. I can't even cut or draw a straight line, let alone stay in the lines while I'm trying to color. However, I do love the idea of coloring, and I think the best coloring I've ever done has been with watercolors. So when this amazing company, Hippie Crafter, reached out to me, the contact person is Erin. I need to apologize to her real quick because it has taken me a while to come on and do this video. But that's because of me, not because of the products. The products are amazing. So just to remind everybody, I got 3 products from them. And it was watercolor paper, wipes that clean the paint, and a paint set, which is incredible. So here is, guys, this paper is humongous. It's 11 by 15. You get 15 sheets. I went over this in my unboxing video, but this is just incredible. So you got 2 packs in the package when you order the paper. Then I got these wipes, and then I received this, paint set, which you will see has been well loved and used well. So this is the paint set. And then, of course, this is all of the names of the colors. So you guys, well, I should say most of you know that I have OCD something dramatically. So with that, you know, messes for me can become just overwhelming. I have been using these as pans. So like I'll put, you know, the watercolor in there, and then I will you know, figure out what color I want to use, all of that. And again, I need to remind you all, I am not a colorist, but I have to tell you, these are super easy to use. The pigmentation is incredible. And I'm going to show you some of the things that I've done with them. Now, this is all on their paper. I have not tried it on any other paper. As you can see, this has been like one of many sample sheets that I've done just to figure out what color I want. Did I want it the deepest, the lightest, in between? You know what I'm saying? So the first mistake I made, well, wait, let me back up. I need to say that all 3 of these products are amazing. Now, I will say with the wipes, I'm not exactly sure. There is a little smell and feel to it. It does say safe on hands, tools, and surfaces, which is great. I did try, I'll show you the tools that I have used. I did try to clean it with the wipes, but you know, when you use the blue and the greens, there's just no cleaning it. Like it just stains whatever brushes you're using. Again, I did try to use the wipes to clean it off, but it didn't work. But I will say, every time I have used the paint, I have stained either this, like the inside of my paint holders, or even the tin itself. And I will be honest, I have tried everything, and when I realized it, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, let me try wipe. The wipe is the only thing that took off the color stain on the tin or on the plastic, which I thought was incredible. Like Windex, nothing worked. I don't know why I didn't think of it sooner. So, but that does work for surfaces, and these work very, very, very well. So loving the wipes. I think they're fantastic. I love the paint set. I will be honest and say, and this might be, you know, user error. I wish there were more colors. Like trying to get a skin color was insane, and I don't understand why there's not a white. And I say that because, again, I am not a colorist, but I would think white would, you know, lighten things up. So if I wanted a pink, like a light pink, you know, I could mix the white and the pink, and you know what I'm trying to say. So I'm a little complex as to why there is no white, because I think you can get a whole lot more colors. But again, I'm not a colorist, so what do I know? I will say that when you are trying to do shading and do, you know, light spots and dark spots, I suggest you do the light part first, then go back and do the dark. I screwed it up so many times, guys, and it's probably why it's taken me so long to come on here. I'm already going to embarrass myself, but I think I would have been even more embarrassed if I came on sooner. So with all of that said, I will also give you one more tip. So I have used a stamp and die set from Heartfelt Creations, and the set that I used is this one. So I stamped out these images, and I used archival ink, because this is supposed to be really good with watercolors and it won't run on the ink, and I have found that to be very, very true with these. Because I had such a hard time with the skin colors, I tried to take one of my Prisma marker colors to do the skin, but it really ran the black ink, so I couldn't use it. It was just a bad idea. So anyway, I will suggest to stamp and then cut out, then color. For most of these that I'm going to show you first, I did it completely opposite. I colored it, well, I stamped it, then colored it, then cut it out. And I had an issue with that. Again, I'm not a colorist, so I think that's probably one of the problems. But if you're new at this like I am, I would strongly suggest that you stamp your stamped image, then cut it out with the die, and then go in and color. And we're going to try that very soon. So I apologize if this video is going to be super duper long, but let me show you what I mean by that. So, okay, here is one that I colored first and then tried to cut out. And do you see all of the white area and how off this is? So for me, it's very hard to line up a stamped image with a die, even though it's supposed to be for that. Like, I don't think anyone can get it absolutely exact and perfect. So my suggestion to avoid that is to stamp it and then cut it before you color. So we're going to try it on this one and see the difference. So now these two were colored before I cut them out. And like you can see, so we'll do the one that, you know, I cut out before. We'll color it and we'll compare it to the other two, if that makes any sense. Now this one, I did the same thing. I colored it before I cut it. This one, I colored it before I cut it. And then again, because I did all of this first, which is why I suggest you do the light wash first. Because now I'm afraid to go in there with any color, because all of these colors are going to run and it's going to screw up the whole look. So, you know, keep those little tips in the back of your head. These are pretty easy. I don't think it matters which way you do like an image like this. Again, I did it purposely out of the lines because you can just cut it right on the line and you're not going to know. You know what I'm saying? Like if you cut all here on the black, you'll never see that you went over. So like a straightforward image with one color is fine. You could do that, get away with it, and nobody's going to be any wiser to what you've done. So let's pour a little bit of water in our dish. Well, it's a lot of water, but okay. And then we're going to pick, what are we going to pick? We're going to do a brown first because we're going to do this one. I'm going to try very hard to stay in focus and not put my head in the shot. So there isn't water in my brush just because for me, it just makes it a little messy. So we're just going to wet the brush and then we're going to put it in the brown. So the brown that we're going to use is going to probably be, we'll do this one. So we're going to take this, I'm going to put it here just to see if that's the color I want. Yeah, why not? We'll put a little bit more water it down just a little bit. And again, if you think you have too much water, you can always take it and just kind of like not dip the color, but just kind of press the brush on the thing. But this is coming out too red for me, so I don't like that. We don't want red wood. We want more of a brown. So we're going to take that color off, and then we're going to go in and make sure you get it off, because if you mix your colors, then not that it's a big deal, but it's, you know, not the best deal. All right, so we're going to go to a little darker of a brown. So we're going to go into this one. I hope you can see. The color 1, 2, 3, 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4 brunette. What is it? Brunette umber. Okay, I have no clue. But yeah, so that's definitely more brown. There's not as much red as you can see. We're going to take a little bit more just because I want that color. All right. Okay, and now we're just going to paint where the wood is. And again, it's okay if it's too dark in spots, because we can go in and fix that. So you want to try to stay in the lines as much as you can, because remember, this is cut out. So this is the piece that you will be using for whatever you decide to use it for, if that makes any sense. So we're going to do that. We are going to come back here, get a little bit more, stay in our or stay on, I should say, our branch. And it's going to break off into different pieces, which is fine. We don't want it to go up too far with the brown. And then just go over where you see little white marks, just to kind of make sure you get it. There's some white in there. And then we could just clean off our brush. Okay. Now I do suggest you have 2 things of water, like for like a dirty one and a clean one. I put way too much in there, but we'll put a little bit more right there. And then we'll just, you know, wipe until it's gone. Now there's going to always be a little bit of tint there because the water is tinted that color. So as long as you have the color off of it, and then you take your clean water that's there. Now, if you find any spots that are too dark, like right here, now this might not be dry enough to do, but we're going to try it. So just get it where it's, see how it's moving the paint and it's making lighter areas. So you could just take that and wipe it right on your paper towel, napkin, whatever you're using. Or you can just put like dots of water, take a clean side and just kind of smush it. And as you can see, certain spots are starting to lift, which is good. Because, you know, that will give you the shading and you're not even trying. So you see the difference just on the edge of that log? Pretty cool, huh? All right, and then just say there's like right here, there's a little bit. So your thing is still wet. So you could take it and just kind of fan out the color. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. There's a little white spot right there. Try to get it in there without going completely over the line. And there you go. So then you have your log. Yay! Okay, so now we're going to try a green one. I really like the in-between one right here. I'll show you. This one, I love this color. This is just so pretty. Now it's more of like a hunter green, but again, if you want it really dark, then you just take it right from here and go right on. I don't want it that dark, so I'm just going to kind of smooth it out. And then we'll try it this way and we'll see. So again, you want to try to do the lighter, but you can always go back in and kind of wipe it off, if you know what I mean. So the cutting on this one wasn't great. But it's working. And if you need a little bit more, you just go back in. Just make sure when you're taking it, either your brush is wet or it's wet by the paint, so that there is no, you know, no issue per se. Okay, and that's definitely still wet. This might be a little dark, but again, we can go back in and fix it. And the only problem I find with if you use these brushes and keep water in it is you really, I don't care what they say, you really have no control over the water. And because it's always in a downward position, the water's just going to flow. There's really no way to stop it. So that's why I don't keep water in them. Unless I'm, you know, working on a really big project and I need the water and I need it to keep going. But stuff like this, like, you know, your die cuts and stuff, you really, it's a waste. You're wasting the color, you're wasting the paint, the water, I mean, you name it. So we're going to color that part in. And again, I'm really having a hard time seeing this because my head's over there. Oh, well, I just screwed that up royally, but oh well. But see, and that's the other thing. If I had white, I could do white right over it, right? You would think. Okay, so that part was a little dry. So I just want to kind of wet it, move it around. This one's really light, so I'm going to try to go over it, but I think I'm just going to do these instead. And then I could just go over certain spots. With just the, what am I doing? Paint. So there we go. Put a little bit more in here. Still wet. So now you see how light that is, right? And then look at how much this darkened it right up. Now again, you don't have to do the whole thing. You can just do like on the sides. So we'll do it here and then we'll leave like a little light just on that edge. And then we'll do the same thing for this, but we'll keep the light on that end, if that makes any sense. All right. And then we're gonna do this one. Alrighty. Okay. Sorry guys, I know it's quiet. It's just, I really, I'm trying. Okay. So we're gonna clean that off. Get the word. And oh, and I'll show you what I mean when we're about to clean up. Okay, so the bird, I think I'm gonna just do, oh, I didn't want to do the dirty water. We're gonna do the beak orange, if we can get that little beaky colored. I can't really see it. I don't really think you're gonna see it much when it's all dry, but that's okay. All right, and then we're gonna do, what did I say, blue for the bird. So let's pick out, I don't want to do this brush because I don't. So we're gonna put that one away, and I think, yeah, this one is the blues and the greens. Look how pretty that blue is. We'll put that over here. Okay. And then, again, this might come out super dark at first, and that's okay, because you can go back in and fix it. So for right now, we're just going to do whatever is on the brush, and then we'll go back over it with water, and we'll see what we get. So let's do this. Okay, so now you're going to want to dip your brush and get all of that off. Guys, give me 1 second. I'm going to be right back. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so sorry about that. Okay, so we're cleaning off the blue. And then what we're going to do is see how dark that is. So don't mind it on the wing, but I don't want like near the face. So I have water, no color. And we're just going to move it around and kind of off the face. And we'll wipe it on the napkin. And then again, the other way to do this is just kind of put a blob of water and then watch how this baby lightens up. So make sure there's no color where you're going to dab it. And then see? I mean, it's not, you know, perfectly wiped away, but there is enough where it kind of looks and again, I don't want it to, so there we go. And then the other thing you can do too is just put a little dab of water, and I mean not a lot, but just a little dab, and then you can just dab it and lighten it up that way, and there you go. So either way you do it, it works. And now let me show you, well, let's clean this up. So what I do is I will dip this in the water and then try to wipe it away, but I'm going to show you how it stains as you can see it right now. So that blue and that orange for whatever, the blue and the green for whatever reason just does not want to ever come up. So we've got this, and I'm like really applying pressure here. I mean, applying pressure. Now that's no big deal, right? You think, huh, you can live with that, Jenny. Nope, Jenny cannot live with that. If it does not look like it did when I first got it, I cannot. And then as you see, it really stains the plastic. So let me show you how cool this is. So I'm taking one of the wipes. Now, granted, it's a big wipe. So if you wanted to cut them in half or even in like little pieces, you absolutely could. To save them, because I mean, look at how big this wipe is. You don't really need all of this. So hardly any pressure at all, just gently wiping it down. There's definitely some kind of like, I don't know if it's oil is the right word, but there's something with that kind of consistency. Look at that. It just comes right off like a little dab. A little dab will do you. Okay, well, I have to get it in there. There we go. And then the color comes right off and it looks absolutely brand spanking new. So now this is going to drive me nuts because again, you know, my OCD. So I will show you that I still do this with the brushes, which I don't even know if I should or shouldn't, but I mean, it hasn't ruined them. So I guess that's okay, right? So because it's that oil consistency again, I just take, again, a dab of water, like so, just like that, and I just go over it. So this way it gets that, I guess, like film. I don't even know if it's film, if that's what you can call it, but of course now my fingerprints are all over it. And then just wipe it down. That's it. That's all you do. And again, this might seem very excessive, and it might be. I don't know, but for me, it works. It makes me happy. So there you go. So I cannot recommend these products enough. I mean, this is going to last me for years. I can't even imagine. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of paint in here. And also a trick too is you don't have to clean that off. You can just let it dry, come back the next time you want to paint, and then just wet it and you have that color there. I did not have to do that. I just wanted to show you though that it that the wipes really clean and do a great job with the colors. But again, I can leave that there and I can use that color in my next project. So absolutely loving this. So now let me show you the difference between cutting it out first versus not. If there is. Well, there is. I know there is. Okay, so these are the two that I did. And oh. We're going to hold them up to the camera so that you can see. Okay. So, as you can see, these are the ones that I colored first, okay? And then this one I did after. And I don't know about you, but I don't know. I don't know. It's for you to decide whether you want to cut it first or if you want to cut it after. I don't know. For me, I think before I cut it, I got a better cut. But I think as far as the coloring, I don't know. I don't know, but I do like how, you see how the, like this part is light and then this part is light. That's how we did it. So if you wanted to even go darker in some spots, you could. Like I personally think the shading of it, light or dark, is definitely easier done with watercolors than it is with markers, but that's just for me. So I still have these to do, and again, this is all cut on their paper, and I have to tell you guys, their paper is so sturdy. I think it's oh, I don't even know. I know it says it somewhere. Oh, right here. 140-pound cardstock, and it's 330 GSM, and it's natural white. So, I mean, these are going to last on your projects. It's just fantastic. So, if you are in the market, or even if you're not and you just want to try it, I think this is great for beginners, but I also think this is great for seasoned colorists as well. So definitely give it a shot. All the information will be in the description box below. Yeah, and if you have any questions, just let me know. I would be happy to get the answers for you. So let me know what you guys like. Do you guys have these products? Is it something that you go for? Do you watercolor? And if you do watercolor, let me know what ink you use that would be good for watercolors and markers. Like, is there an ink out there that you could do both on? I would truly appreciate that. All right, and another huge thank you to Hippie Crafter for allowing me to review and test your products. I am very grateful, and I am having a blast trying to figure out how to color. So hope you guys all have a great one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.